Husband discovers wife's affair after spicy car session message from her coworker, then finds her secret lingerie photos and a hidden second guy. Part 1. Introduction. I thought we were solid. Hey Reddit. I never thought I'd be one of those people posting here, but I guess life has a way of gut punching you when you're not looking. I 34M have been married to my wife, 32F, let's call her Jenna, for 6 years. Together for 9. We met in our late 20s, hit it off fast, that kind of all-consuming, fireworks and late-night pizza kind of love. She was funny, sharp, ambitious. We had our fights like any couple, but I genuinely thought we were solid. We bought a house together 2 years ago. We had plans. Kids, a trip to Italy, early retirement. You know the dream. About 4 months ago, though, things started shifting. At first it was subtle, she got more private with her phone. Started working late a lot. Always exhausted, always stressed. I chalked it up to burnout. Her company had gone through a reorg and she was managing a bigger team. Made sense. But the distance between us? It was growing. We'd sit on the same couch and feel like strangers. Intimacy became rare, and when it did happen, it felt transactional. She stopped asking about my day, stopped laughing at my dumb jokes. I kept telling myself it was a rough patch. We'd get through it. I didn't know then, but the woman I fell in love with was already halfway out the door, emotionally at least. Part 2. Discovery. The wrong notification at the wrong time. So here's how the curtain got pulled back, and honestly, if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I'd probably still be in the dark. It was a Friday night. Jenna had gone out for drinks with coworkers, which had become a regular thing lately. I wasn't too suspicious yet, just irritated because we were supposed to have dinner together. I ordered takeout and settled in with a movie. Around 11 p.m. she came home, tipsy and overly chatty, not in the fun, flirty way, but like she was trying too hard. She tossed her bag on the table and went to the bathroom, and her phone lit up on the counter. I swear I wasn't snooping, I just happened to glance over when it buzzed. The notification read, "Had a great time tonight, babe. Can't wait to do that again," especially the part in the car winking face. I stared at it like it was written in a language I didn't understand. My stomach dropped. My ears started ringing. I just sat there, frozen, reading it over and over. It was from a guy, a name I didn't recognize. No emojis or hearts in the contact name, just plain Ryan. She came back into the room like nothing happened, smiling, asking if I'd saved her any fries. I couldn't even speak. I handed her the phone. Just pointed at it. And the look on her face? That split-second flicker of panic before she tried to cover it up with a laugh? Yeah, that's when I knew. I knew. Part 3. Confrontation. She actually tried to gaslight me. So I hand her the phone, not saying a word, and she looks down and immediately tries to laugh it off. Oh my god, that's just a stupid joke. Ryan's gay, babe. He always texts flirty stuff like that. He was drunk, ignore it. I just stared at her. My heart was pounding out of my chest. And I'm not proud of this, but my voice cracked when I said, "Jenna, do not lie to me." She paused just for a second and then boom, the attitude switch. Suddenly I'm the crazy one. Wow, are you seriously accusing me of something right now? After the week I've had? That's so insulting. I'm allowed to have friends, you know. I told her flat out, if he's gay, show me the messages. All of them. Let me read the whole thing. She rolled her eyes, said I was being ridiculous, then get this, she deleted the thread right in front of me. That's when I lost it. Not yelling, not throwing anything. Just broken. I got up, walked to the kitchen, and had to hold onto the counter because my legs were shaking. She followed me in, suddenly playing the victim. You don't trust me. That says more about you than it does about me. At this point, I was numb. I told her, I don't trust you because you're lying. And if you're not lying, prove it. Her answer? She grabbed her keys and said she needed space because I was emotionally abusive. Yeah. She cheated on me and I was the emotionally abusive one. Part 4. The aftermath. I went digging and it got worse. So much worse. She left that night. Slammed the door, no explanation, no apology, just gone. I sat there for hours just staring at the front door like she might walk back in and tell me it was all a joke. She didn't. At around 2 a.m. I finally picked up her laptop. She rarely used it, but it was logged in, and curiosity, or desperation, got the best of me. First stop? Her email. Boom. Confirmation emails for hotel bookings. 2 weekends in the past 2 months, both times she had work conferences. One of them was at a spa resort. Spa. Resort. With her coworkers. Then I found a Google Doc she apparently forgot to log out of, a shared doc between her and this Ryan guy. It was a running list of vacation ideas and restaurants to try next time. One of the headers literally said things to do without running into people we know. Not even kidding. I found pictures too. Hidden in a stupidly named folder in her drive. Her and him. Holding hands in a park. Kissing in a car. One of her in lingerie captioned, "For you when you can't wait." My stomach dropped through the floor. I wasn't just cheated on, I was replaced. Emotionally, physically, everything. And she was so casual about it. Like this was just a phase. A hobby. A thing she does. I closed the laptop and just sat in silence, staring at nothing, surrounded by a house filled with memories that suddenly felt fake. Part 5, Second Confrontation. I had receipts this time. She came home the next morning around 9. No call, no text, just waltzed in like she hadn't nuked our marriage 12 hours earlier. Wearing the same clothes. No shame in her face. Just this bored, irritated look like I was the inconvenience. I was waiting for her. Her laptop was sitting open on the table, screen still showing the hotel confirmation emails. I didn't say a word. Just pointed again. She froze. That flicker of panic? It showed up again, but this time she didn't try to lie. She just sighed. Rolled her eyes. Okay. Fine. You want the truth? Yeah, I've been seeing someone. Are you happy now? Like that. So matter of fact. Like she was admitting she bought the wrong brand of cereal or forgot to pay a bill. I asked her why. That's all I could get out. Just why. She actually laughed. Not a full laugh, more like a condescending little scoff. Because I'm bored, okay? You don't challenge me anymore. Everything with you is so routine. Work, dinner, TV, bed. It's like living in a loop. She said she didn't plan for it to happen, but once it did, it felt exciting and alive. And then the kicker. Honestly, if you weren't so obsessed with trust and boundaries, maybe we wouldn't be here. No apology. No remorse. No tears. Just blame. All of it tossed back at me like I caused this because I didn't make life spicy enough. That's when something inside me snapped, not in a rage way, but in that scary, clear-headed way where you suddenly stop begging for love and start realizing you deserve better. Part 6, Taking Control. I stopped talking and started planning. So there I was, standing across from the woman I thought I'd grow old with, listening to her basically say I was boring and that's why she justified screwing around with some clown named Ryan. And something in me just clicked. I didn't cry. I didn't yell. I didn't beg. I just stood there, let her finish her half-assed excuses, and said, "Cool. We're done." She blinked like she didn't understand English. Like I was overreacting now. Wait, what? You're just giving up? Giving up? Nah. I was done being lied to. Done feeling like I was crazy for asking basic questions. Done sleeping next to someone who didn't respect me but still expected me to mow the lawn, take out the trash, and pay half the mortgage while she was out having adventurous sex with some dude who uses winky face emojis. I told her I wanted a divorce. That word, divorce, finally wiped the smug look off her face. You're seriously going to throw away everything over one mistake? Oh no, sweetheart. This wasn't one mistake. It was a whole damn PowerPoint presentation of deceit, hotel rooms, secret messages, and lingerie pics. She stormed off to the bedroom, slammed the door, started crying loud enough for the neighbors to hear. I didn't follow. I sat down, opened my own laptop, and started looking up divorce attorneys. I called my brother and told him everything. He offered to come over, and I said yes. When he showed up, I broke down for the first time. Full-on, ugly sobbing. He didn't say much, just cracked a beer, sat with me, and let me fall apart. That night, I moved into the guest room. Slept with the door locked. And the silence in that room? It was the loudest, heaviest thing I've ever felt. But also, it was the first time I'd felt like I had my own space back. Like I wasn't sharing oxygen with a liar. Part 7, The Backpedal. Suddenly, she wanted to work on things. So after I dropped the D word, Jenna went from smug and dismissive to panic mode real quick. The next morning, she made coffee for both of us, which she hadn't done in months. Came into the guest room with this fake soft voice, saying, "Can we please talk?" I said, "Talk about what? You made your choices." But she kept pushing. Said she was just confused, that she didn't mean to hurt me, that she was willing to go to therapy. Said we had too much history to throw away. Too much history? You don't accidentally book hotels. You don't accidentally kiss someone in a car. You don't accidentally keep a secret Google Doc of date ideas with your side dude. I asked her if she'd ended things with Ryan. She paused. Paused? Well, not yet, but I will. I just need time. Time? She wanted to fix our marriage, but keep texting her affair partner until she felt ready to stop? Absolutely not. I told her therapy was off the table until she went full no contact with him. Deleted everything. Blocked him. Cut the cord completely. She got defensive. Said I was controlling, that I can't dictate who she talks to, and that I needed to trust the process. The process? Lady, we're not renovating a kitchen. You nuked our trust with a goddamn flamethrower. At that point, it hit me, she didn't want to fix the marriage. She wanted to keep the safety net while she figured out if the other guy was worth the leap. I was plan B. A backup. Her emotional couch to crash on. And I wasn't going to be that guy. So I told her again, we're done. I'll be contacting a lawyer. Please respect that. She didn't cry this time. She just looked pissed. Like I'd ruined her plan. Part 8, The Full Picture. Her web of lies started falling apart. So after shutting her down again, I finally started digging for the full truth. Not just out of spite, I needed clarity. Closure. Something solid to stand on when everything else felt like it was collapsing. I checked our shared calendar. Jenna had marked certain weekends as work travel and I cross-referenced those with the hotel bookings I'd found. Every single one matched. I checked credit card statements. Dozens of Uber rides that ended in unfamiliar neighborhoods. 2 charges from a boutique jewelry store, and guess what? I never got a bracelet. Wonder who did? Then came the social media trail. She'd been smart enough not to post anything incriminating, but he wasn't. Ryan had a private account, but his Venmo was public. I found multiple payments with captions like, dinner wine glass red heart, hotel split face blowing kiss, wifey energy lol. Wifey energy. I am her actual husband and some side dude is calling her wifey while splitting hotel bills. You can't make this crap up. I screen capped everything. Every receipt, every message, every disgusting little emoji. I made a folder, labeled it Evidence Jenna and backed it up in 2 cloud drives and a USB because at this point I didn't trust her not to pull some manipulation stunt in court. And as all this unfolded, the sickest part? I realized how easy it was for her. The lies, the sneaking around, the constant smiling like nothing was happening. It made me question everything, our vacations, our anniversary dinners, even the nights we sat on the couch laughing at dumb movies. Was she texting him during those too? It didn't feel like I was looking at the woman I married anymore. It felt like I was living with a stranger who just happened to have my wife's face. Part 9, The Meltdown. She lost it when she realized I wasn't bluffing. A few days after I compiled everything, I met with a divorce attorney. Told him everything, showed him the evidence, and the guy legit said this is one of the clearest cases I've seen in a while. We got the paperwork rolling. I came home that night and Jenna was sitting on the couch like nothing happened, wearing sweats, scrolling on her phone, some reality show playing in the background. Just pure delusion. I told her, the papers are coming. You'll be served soon. At first, she acted confused, like she forgot everything that had happened. Then she tried bargaining. Can we please just talk about this before lawyers get involved? You're acting like I murdered someone. I said, you didn't murder someone. You murdered trust. Repeatedly. And you didn't even flinch. Then boom, emotional detonation. The waterworks came out like she'd flipped a switch. Full-blown sobbing, screaming, the I messed up, I'm so sorry, it meant nothing speech. She even dropped the classic. He doesn't mean anything to me. I was just lost. Oh, really? Just lost? Is that what you call weeks of planning hotel getaways and lingerie selfies? I didn't say it out loud, but I thought it so hard I think she felt it. And then she really went off the rails. Started blaming me for everything, said I was cold, emotionally unavailable, and my favorite. I wouldn't have looked elsewhere if you made me feel wanted. Gaslighting. Full throttle. I told her calmly. You didn't just look. You leapt. And you didn't look back. That's when she broke something. A mug. I think I honestly didn't care anymore. I walked out mid-scream, went to my brother's place and spent the night there. That was the moment I realized I was never going to get closure from her, only chaos. Part 10, when Ryan showed up, turns out he didn't know the whole story either. So this part? I didn't see it coming. About a week after the meltdown, I was back at the house to grab some things. I'd been staying with my brother full-time, but I still had clothes and documents there. Jenna was out with friends, apparently, lol, sure, so I figured it was a good window to get in and out. I pull into the driveway and there's this guy just standing there, leaning against a black Honda, arms crossed, looking nervous. At first I didn't recognize him until he spoke. Hey, are you her husband? Yep. It was Ryan. I just stood there. I didn't know if I wanted to deck him or hand him a drink. He looked younger in person, mid to late 20s maybe, like a guy who thinks he's smooth because he wears fitted button-ups and uses beard oil. I nodded. Didn't say a word. And then he said something that honestly shook me. Man, I didn't know she was still married. She told me you were separated. My jaw locked. I said, you thought we were separated while she was sneaking around in hotels with you and living in a house with me? He looked genuinely uncomfortable. Said she always had an excuse. Claimed I emotionally checked out years ago, that I refused therapy and that I barely acknowledged her. Dude looked like someone just pulled the rug out from under him. I didn't sugarcoat it. I told him exactly what I'd found, the overlapping dates, the lies, the Google Docs, everything. He went pale. Jesus Christ. I didn't sign up to be the other guy. I feel like such AF *****ing idiot. I believed him. He was dumb, yeah, but he wasn't malicious. He'd been fed the same crap I had, just from a different angle. Before he left, he apologized. Said he was cutting ties with her and that he was sorry for everything. I told him I wasn't the one who needed the apology, but I appreciated the honesty. Funny how the guy she cheated with gave me more respect than she ever did. Part 11, an unexpected ally, her best friend dropped a bomb. A couple of days after the Ryan encounter, I got a message on Instagram. It was from Emily, Jenna's best friend. The same Emily who stood next to her at our wedding, who always smiled at me like I was the world's safest bet. Her DM just said, "Hey, can we talk?" I probably should have said something sooner. I had no idea what to expect. Maybe she wanted to defend Jenna, guilt me, pull the nobody's perfect card. We met at a coffee shop the next afternoon. Emily looked exhausted, makeup-free, bags under her eyes, like she hadn't slept properly in weeks. And the second she sat down, she didn't waste time. I just want to say, I'm sorry. I knew. I knew for months. And I didn't say anything because she swore she'd stop. Apparently, Jenna had confessed to her in some teary wine-fueled night months ago. Told her about Ryan, but painted it like a one-time mistake. A slip. Emily told her to come clean. Jenna didn't. Then she told her she had ended it. Obviously, that was a lie too. She made it sound like you didn't care. That you were just roommates who didn't touch or talk anymore. She made herself the victim. Emily said the more she saw us in public, how I looked at Jenna, how Jenna brushed me off, the more it didn't add up. But she stayed silent. Loyalty and all that. Until she couldn't stomach it anymore. She gave me more than just the confession. She told me about the second guy. Yeah. Second. Guy. Some random fling Jenna had at a conference a year ago. Just a hookup, she said. Never told me. Never planned to. At that point, I was just numb. Like, I was already on the way out, but this? This was the part where you realize you weren't just cheated on. You were being actively replaced over and over again by someone who smiled at you while stabbing you under the table. Before she left, Emily said, "You didn't deserve this. You really didn't. I wish I'd said something earlier." I told her it was okay. It wasn't, but I appreciated it. Because at least one person had the decency to face me with the truth. Part 12, served, she didn't take it like a grown-up. So after everything, the lies, the gaslighting, Ryan, freaking Emily, I was done playing house. My lawyer got the paperwork ready and we arranged to have her served at home where she couldn't cause a scene in public. Joke was on us. She was served on a Thursday afternoon. I wasn't there when it happened, I was at work, but according to my neighbor, bless her for the heads up, Jenna went off. Screaming, slamming doors, pacing the front yard on the phone with God knows who. At one point she was yelling, "He's throwing our life away." Projection, much? I came home later that evening to find the house in shambles. Like toddler tantrum-level destruction. Pillows thrown, drawers open, the bedroom mirror cracked, not sure if that was from her or poetic coincidence. And she was just sitting at the kitchen table, eyes red, mascara smeared, gripping a wine glass like it owed her money. "You blindsided me," she said, like she hadn't already driven a freight train through our marriage. I told her, calmly, "I told you this was coming. You just didn't believe I'd actually do it." She went quiet, and then came the guilt trip. "You're really gonna let a couple of mistakes destroy everything? You're not even willing to fight for us." "Oh, I fought. I fought for months while you were moaning in hotel beds with strangers. I fought when I gave you the benefit of the doubt, when I asked for honesty and got manipulation instead. I fought when I cried alone in the guest room while you were texting Ryan about what wine pairs with cheating. But I didn't say any of that. I just said, I don't want a partner who sees me as plan B." She didn't reply. Just got up, stormed into the bedroom and slammed the door like it was the grand finale of some teenage drama. And you know what? For the first time in months, I didn't feel sad. I felt free. Part 13, rebuilding, the silence was hard, but it was mine. After she got served and the storm blew through, she moved out 2 weeks later. Packed up her stuff in boxes like she was moving out of an Airbnb she trashed. No apology. No goodbye. Just cold silence, like I was the one who burned it all down. Once she was gone, the house felt weird. Not peaceful yet, just hollow. The kind of quiet where you hear every creak and your own heartbeat feels too loud. I kept expecting her to pop out of the bathroom or yell from the kitchen that we were out of oat milk. But she didn't. It was just me. And the echo of what used to be us. The first few days were rough. The bed felt too big. I kept opening the closet and forgetting half of it was empty. I'd reach for my phone to text her something dumb, like a meme or a funny thing I saw on the street, and then remember. Oh, right? She's probably too busy sending selfies to a new guy. But then, slowly, things started shifting. I started sleeping better. I started eating real meals instead of stress snacks and microwave garbage. I put on music while cleaning, music I liked, not whatever depressing indie pop she always had playing. I went to the gym. I reconnected with friends I hadn't seen in months. I even picked up sketching again, something I hadn't touched since college. There was this one night, maybe 3 weeks after she left, where I was just sitting on the patio with a drink, watching the sunset. No noise, no phone, just stillness. And I realized something. The silence sucked. But at least it was honest. No lies. No second guessing. No, I'm just working late BS. Just me. Healing. Slowly. Part 14, the comeback attempt, she thought I'd be waiting. So, about a month after she moved out, after the dust had settled, after I'd started actually breathing like a functioning human again, she texted me. At first, it was just a hey. I didn't answer. A couple days later, I miss talking to you. Still didn't reply. Then came the classic. Can we meet? Just talk. No pressure. I almost laughed out loud. The woman who torched our marriage, lied to my face, emotionally manipulated me and tried to guilt me for walking away, wanted to talk? Nope. She tried a couple more times. Said she was going to therapy now. That she finally saw what she lost. Said Ryan turned out to be nothing like she thought. Surprise, surprise. And the cherry on top? You're the only one who ever really knew me. That line hit different, not because I missed her, but because I realized how deep her delusion went. She thought I'd just be waiting. Like I had nothing else to live for. Like she was a queen returning to her throne and I should be grateful she even remembered I existed. But here's the thing, I wasn't the same guy anymore. I didn't crave her attention. I didn't want her apology. I didn't care what Ryan did or didn't turn out to be. I had peace now. And it was hard one. So I sent her one final message. I don't hate you. But I don't trust you. And I'm not going back to a version of myself that begged for scraps. I hope you find whatever it is you're chasing, but it's not here anymore. She didn't reply after that. Haven't heard from her since. And honestly? Good. Part 15, Reflection and Advice. I lost her, but I found myself. It's been a few months now. The divorce is final. Papers signed. Name off the mortgage. No more shared Spotify, no more toothbrush next to mine. She's a ghost now, one that haunted me for a while, yeah, but not anymore. Looking back, I realize I wasn't just mourning her. I was mourning the life I thought we had. The version of our marriage I held onto like it was still real when it had already been gutted and dressed up in smiles and fake I love yous. I won't lie. There are still moments where I think about her. Not with love. Just curiosity. Like, who was she really? Was she always like that? Or did something just break in her one day and she decided I wasn't enough? But honestly, those thoughts fade faster now. Because every day I wake up in a space that's mine. Every day I make decisions without walking on eggshells. Every day I feel like I'm living forward instead of just trying to hold onto something that already died. If you're reading this because you're in a similar place, maybe you're suspicious, maybe you already know, maybe you just feel it in your gut but can't prove it, here's my advice. Don't ignore the distance. Don't gaslight yourself. If something feels off, it probably is. You're not crazy. You're not paranoid. You're not too emotional. And if you catch them lying, believe the first betrayal. Don't wait around for 5 more versions of the truth to finally admit to what your heart already knows. Most of all, don't lose yourself trying to hold onto someone who wouldn't hold onto you. You can survive this. I did. And somehow on the other side of all this wreckage, I found something I didn't even know I'd lost, self-respect. Thanks for reading. Be kind to yourself. A guy who finally woke up.